All right, I started a little early. All right, everyone, welcome to this week's eviction. It is now time for the vote and eviction for this week in the house. In a few moments, or Alia and Fred, in a few moments, your fellow house guests will cast their votes to evict. But first, you will have the opportunity to try to sway their votes with a brief statement, your final plea, in order to try to get them to keep you in the house. As we are not graced with the presence of our beloved Fred, Alia, you will be the first to send in your plea. You have the floor. You are on mute, my beloved.
It does say tap to unmute right there. Whoa. So I don't know. I'm just having a lot of fun so far, and I feel like there's a lot more fun to be had, and I think it'd be really disappointing for at least me to leave the game so early. So Orgers do not read, and that is correct, Jared. Yes, especially when it's huge on the screen. Tap to unmute. But yeah, I would really love to continue playing with you all. You are great.
Excellent. Succinct, beautiful, well said. Uh, we unfortunately do not have our wonderful fellow nominee Fred on the call, and as far as production is aware, we have not received any uh final plea from dear Fred. So, with that being said, we will now proceed to the vote. If you have not registered your vote already in your prod chat, please do so now. If you have, please either lock in that vote or just like reply to that message with an at so that way we can it's right where in front of our eyes because as we all know, orgers do not read. We'll give you a few minutes to do that.
I would like to start the shout out train. Um, I guess. Shout out to my prod guests, Dime and Grace. Yes. Cheers. Cheers to
Um, this was requested that I make sure to shout out my pasta sluts in the chat.
Period.
Also, shout out my parade chat guest, Captain Lawrence. Who'd have thunk after all this time, Lawrence would end up in my prod chat.
Literally. So I'll shout out my project guests to More Q Call, Morgan Collins, and Sean Dyro. Love that diva. And then also shout out Dolls and that kid Jacob.
Shout out to my pride
Shout out.
guests, Tawny and Minor, even though Tawny kind of bullies me, but we still love her.
Shout out to my honorary prod guests, my roommates who have to listen to my bullshit because of thin ass walls.
Shout out to Derek who just walked in the door.
Hello.
Hi, Derek.
It
He
was
was playing Dance Dance Revolution.
You're damn right he was.
You know what? That's
At
that's
least
As
real.
he
it should. That's like the best game. Take on me. Are you kidding me? That's
I
like
said that you were playing Dance Dance Revolution. Everyone's fond of it.
Okay.
literally.
I'm glad.
You better be. You're being praised. All right. I've ignored my phone for the bit.
Does anyone here like vape?
Used to, but
Yeah.
I,
No,
I
I don't think any of the current attendees vape. Well, there's like a normal and like a boost setting on these vapes, and when it's on the normal setting, it feels like literally nothing, and it's super depressing. I just needed to say that.
that's
I was dating someone who used the boost setting, and they said that it's literally like crazy to hit.
It's like 1,000 times the amount of like vaporizer or whatever. So the normal just feels like nothing's happening,
I
especially
just
when you've been using boost for multiple years.
I just
Mm.
these things.
Like,
Like
what
that.
is that?
Like it was
Speaking of speaking of boofs, we have the votes. Um, I had to pull it, Jacob. I love that bit so much. All right. Once the vote count is read, the evicted house guests will have just a few moments to say their final words before leaving the Zoom call. By a vote of 11 to 1, Fred, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house. If you were on the Zoom call, this would be your opportunity to say your final goodbyes. Um, we will be reaching out to Fred to see if he has any final words for the house guests. And we thank him greatly for playing Hypnotic Big Brother Murder Mystery Mansion craziness. I don't know if that's our full official title. Sorry, Alex. Um,
That's the full name, yes.
that's the full name. It gets longer every time we add to it. Uh, yeah. So everyone, congratulations for surviving this week. Everybody else, happy to be hosting you here. The next HOH competition will be conducted. Should I say more, Alexander?
The detective's guess.
Yes. Okay. Do we announce? Wait, hold on a sec. Let me confer real fast.
Would you like me to just?
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, you could do that.
Uh, no, you crushed the eviction. Okay, so the detective has made their guess for who they think the murderer is for this round, and the detective's guess was incorrect. So the murderer for round two has escaped. You want me to just say the HOH comp two?
I'm good with that. I was about to before we remembered about the murderer.
You can say it too if you'd like.
Oh,
I
okay,
don't want to
yeah.
take your spot. No, you got
Oh
this. You got this.
my God, it's my turn again. Okay. Can you all tell that this I'm still very green? So our next HOH competition will be conducted tomorrow. It will be a long-term, live, semi-live type competition. Yeah. That will occur during the day tomorrow. Am I allowed to announce the actual competition that it is, or do we keep them in suspense?
Yeah, and explain the format.
Yeah. All right. So tomorrow you will be doing one of my favorite types of competitions. It will be a 24-hour scavenger hunt. Woohoo! So for this week's HOH competition, you will all be participating in a scavenger hunt. However, this will be a bit of a battle against each other to win this competition. Here's how it's going to work. At the top of every hour, starting at 8 a.m. tomorrow, we will send one prompt into the challenge chat. So we'll be making a new chat for this. And you all will race to take a picture or video of you with that item, uh, or of completing the task, depending on what the request is. Whoever submits the prompt first will earn their spot in the next round. Everyone starts the competition in round one, but there are only 8 spots available in round two. Once we have our 8 players in round two, those 8 players will then battle for a spot in round three, where there are only 4 spots available. After that, the final round will only have 2 spots available, and in the final round, whichever of those final 2 players submits the last prompt first will become the new HOH. So we're kind of like eliminating players as the rounds go on. Does anyone have any questions as it stands right now?
No questions, just a statement. You got 8 a.m. on a Saturday?
Well, okay. So
I will be at work.
What
That was so
proud member is up
unfortunate.
for that?
okay. The first prompt will be sent at 8 a.m., but there will be more chances to earn your spot in round two.
Mhm.
Oh, thank God. I was like, girl, it's Saturday.
It's all right, word. I think I get it. I get it.
Yeah. Whoever earns that 8 a.m. spot will not need to continue to play, basically. They will be automatically in the next round, and if they keep trying in that round, it won't count for anything. They'll just automatically be in the next round. So you won't have to worry if there is a tryhard who jumps in at 8 a.m.,
Right.
which would be me if I was playing because I love scavenger hunts so much.
And
Gag.
if no one answers at 8 a.m., that prompt that nobody submits will still be open later. It'll have
Word.
to get sent then.
So it'll stay open until someone submits.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then
period.
once that person submits, they earn their spot in round two. Will not have to race to submit anything again until we have all 8 players for round two, and so on. So this will be lasting basically throughout the entire day, but very small amount of stuff needed, if that makes sense.
Can you find these items in an office?
That is a wonderful question.
Because I will be at work.
That is a stupendous question. All right, we'll see you all tomorrow. And best of luck.
That was funny.
And roles will be distributed after that competition is over, after we have a new HOH.
Yay!